Hey, good morning. My video took forever to start this morning. I started to wonder if it was going to go. Happy Wednesday. It's Wednesday. It is November 13th, and this is Diabetic Awareness Month. And so I've been coming on here live every single day to share something about type 1 and our journey, or a factual statistic or something about type 1. So a couple of things. First of all, yesterday, if you didn't see my video yesterday, I talked about the fact that type 1 diabetics have 180, on average, 180 extra decisions a day. One thing I didn't say about those 180 decisions a day is most of them are life-changing decisions or life-saving decisions. So those 180 decisions a day, those are decisions like how much insulin to dose themselves. So they're not doctors. We're not doctors. So some of those 180 decisions are, most of them are medically based and could be really positive or really negative for their health. So just wanted to throw that in there because I thought I maybe should have said that yesterday. So today is November 13th. And so the title of this one is Why is November 14th Important? So although we celebrate Diabetic Awareness Month, the entire month of November, November 14th is actually Diabetic Awareness Day. So it's kind of the pinnacle of the key day that we kind of honor and celebrate type 1 diabetes. And I wanted to share why. So November 14th is the gentleman who founded insulin. His name is Dr. Banting, and Dr. Banting's birthday, he was born on November 14th. So that's why November 14th is the day that we choose to honor diabetic awareness. And so that will be obviously tomorrow. So I want to encourage anybody who's watching tomorrow, November 14th, wear blue. If you think about it, wear blue. I've been trying to wear blue all month, but tomorrow you can guarantee I'm going to be in blue for Diabetic Awareness Day. So if you think about it, throw some blue on tomorrow. And if you take a picture of yourself, tag me in it, throw it on my Facebook page or something, and I'll show malls just for fun. But so that's why tomorrow is November 14th. That's why it's important. Here's a couple extra little things, and I'll share a little bit more tomorrow. But here's a few things I want to share with you about Dr. Banting. Dr. Banting created insulin. He patented insulin, or the, artificial insulin or whatever. It's not the same thing that your pancreas produces, but it's what will suffice to help Molly fight type 1. When he created insulin, he patented, he actually won the Nobel Peace Prize. He's still the youngest person to win the Nobel Peace Prize in the field of medicine. He was 38 years old. He sold the patent for $1 to the University of Toronto. $1. This is why this is important. If you know the cost, it makes me cry. If you know the cost of insulin today, then you'd be dumbfounded that the very gentleman who created insulin and sold the patent for $1, and he did that because he wanted insulin accessible to every single person. So he sold this patent for $1, and now we pay on average $350 a vial of insulin, and we go through about 8 to 9 vials of insulin a month. He would be heartbroken at what we charge, at what medical companies charge now for insulin. And I understand that it costs to produce and all that good stuff, but it's a profit center. And so that's why, to me, I'm always just baffled by the cost of insulin, because I know the very gentleman who created it sold the patent for $1 because he wanted it to be accessible to all people. So that's kind of a fun fact about Dr. Banting. It was a $1 he sold it. Here's another really cool fact about Dr. Banting. So they created, they discovered the process of isolating insulin before they created artificial insulin. And they did it out of animal fetuses, out of their pancreas. And so once they isolated this and they realized that they had something that was going to work, this will make me cry too. He entered a room of type 1 diabetic children, and they were laying in this room, and literally these kids were starving to death because when they ate, obviously their blood sugar went crazy and they felt sick, and they were sick. And so literally they were not feeding these kids because they didn't have any way to give them something that would counteract the food they were putting in their body. So literally these children were starving to death. They were secreting everything through their urine. So Dr. Banting, his team walked into this room. And they start with the first child, and they gave him a shot of insulin. And he proceeded through the room, and I might be a little bit off on this, if a few little details, but they proceeded through the room, and by the time they got to the last patient in the room, the first child was waking up. And you want to talk about miraculous. So that first child started waking up, and then all the kids started waking up, and they were virtually in comatose states because they weren't functioning. Their body was shutting down on them. And that one little shot of insulin made that remarkable of a difference so quickly. So that is why we just honor him, because obviously without him, we wouldn't have had that solution, or maybe not as quickly. So that is why November 14th is important. It is Diabetic Awareness Day. Wear blue if you think about it. Throw some blue on tomorrow. And then I'll share a little bit more tomorrow about some cool facts about Dr. Banting. And there's a really cool statue or tribute monument to him in Canada, and I'll share that as well tomorrow. But anyway, so tomorrow, National Diabetics Day. And then, so I'll be on here anyway, because it's National Diabetic Month. So even though tomorrow's the day, you're still going to hear from me the rest of the month of November. So you've been warned. So that's why I tell you, please fight with us until type 1 is type none. I would love for insulin to be affordable for all people again, and honor Dr. Banting's wish of selling it so that it could be accessible to all people. So happy National Diabetic Awareness Month. Fight with us until type 1 is type none. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.